Hi. So this is a video that's going to explain a couple of things about the metabolism tab right here in Scum. I'm not going to go over everything, but I am going to go over a couple of things that I've noticed have been just confusing the heck out of people. I sit in the Discord a lot when I play, and I like stream myself playing to teach new players because they'll come in and be like, how do I do this? Or what does this mean? Because this entire thing can be like super confusing. One thing that's really just kind of confused a lot of people is the stomach volume, intestine volume, colon volume, and bladder volume. This right here, which is measured in milliliters. And I'm going to explain why, because uh, before I figured this out, I was like, wait, why is it that when I eat food, it's measured in milliliters, which I'm going to explain. So let's go ahead and go into our inventory. I spawned some Pop-Tarts in, so I'm going to put that in my hand, and I'm going to eat. Right? And then we are going to look at our metabolism. So you see the strawberry toaster pastries, or Pop-Tarts, they are in my stomach right now. So they're filling up my intestines just a little bit. Filling up my stomach just a little bit. If you look at my bladder did go up slightly. So whenever something is yellow, it means that it is solid. So my body is processing a solid material. In your bladder, you see how it's blue? That's how much water is in whatever system you have in your stomach. So these circles up here, except the colon and the bladder, because the colon is basically where you poop, and then the bladder is where is the pee is stored until you take a piss. The intestine volume in the stomach can be made up of this yellow type of circle and this blue type of circle. And I'll show you what I mean. I'll be right back. All right, so we're back. So what I did was I quick spawned in an MRE that I knew is going to be made up of both solid and liquid. So beef stew, and we're going to go ahead and set this on the floor right here, and we're going to put this in our hand, right click it, and go to eat. We're going to let our character eat that and watch what happens to the metabolism screen down here. You see how part of the circle is yellow and then the other part of it is blue? That means that most of this food that I just ate, which is beef stew, is solid, but the blue part is liquid. The solid is what's going to fill up this meter, and the liquid is what's going to fill up this meter, essentially. Now, I'm going to show you something really, really useful, which is the how to read the nutritional value of an item. Go into your inventory, because this is going to matter for showing you why this is done in milliliters. But it doesn't have to be in your hands. You have to be able to just look at it in your interface. So for purposes of this, I'll just put this in my inventory. You hold control while you're hovered over the item, and it brings up this nutritional value. Basically, the little thing that shows up on the back of a carton of milk or a can of soup. And this is kind of what it looks like. Now, while holding control, you have to hold the control this entire time to interact with this menu. If you look through, it'll tell you all the nutritional value, the calories, and everything like that, and how many milliliters it is. So you might be wondering why on the nutritional chart for the Pop-Tarts that it shows the milliliter value as 0. And I'm going to explain that in a couple other things that I deduced while editing. So the Pop-Tarts are going to show a 0 because they are a dry food. All dry foods are always going to show a milliliter value of 0 because they have no moisture in them. Which brings me to my next point for why the stomach, bladder, colon, and intestines are all measured in milliliters. It's because when you digest food, your body breaks down everything you eat into chyme, which is like a liquidy, solid paste that is easier for your body to digest. Furthermore, I'm gonna have to do some research to understand how much of your body's liquid is given up to turn that dry food from grams to milliliters, because part of the moisture in your body is actually used to break down the dry foods. That's why if you eat a bunch of dry things, you get dehydrated faster. And I will include that in a next video that'll go more in detail if this video does well. If you go and scroll your mouse wheel, you can see the values go up, because if I scroll it back, where it says nutritional facts, DV 48 grams, that is only one serving out of the 4 that I have. If I scroll my mouse wheel up or down or whichever direction, just scroll the mouse wheel, it shows 192 grams as the for the full 4 remaining servings. So this is really helpful because this breaks down how much of each vitamin, mineral, protein, sodium, cholesterol, sugar. It breaks down all of that you'd be getting. So if you pick up an item and you're not sure exactly what it's going to give your character that you need, you can look here and it'll show you. So let's say I need sugar. This will give me 63.4 grams of sugar. I hope that that's useful. There's one more thing I wanted to show you guys. If you want to go in and reset your colon or your bladder, because they do fill up and they can go over max capacity a little bit. It's 550 milliliters is how big your bladder is, and 1366 is how big your colon is. If you want to reset these, what you do is, my inventory button is tab. So you hold tab and you go to toilet, and you can either piss, shit, or vomit. I don't think it's actually in the game yet, but because there's no way to get poison yet. But the purpose of vomiting is there's activated charcoal in the game, and what activated charcoal does is, if let's say you are poisoned or you ate something you weren't supposed to, you take the activated charcoal and then you throw up. So if we look at my bladder, I'm at 9% bladder, 50 milliliters. If I go and I take a piss, it's gonna, water the plants a little bit. He didn't pee for very long because I didn't have much in the tank. And you go back to your, you go back to your bladder. You see how that's empty. My colon's at 1%. If I decide to take a hot brown, look away, children. It reset to 1% because I'm still digesting these, but you kind of get the idea. So that was the video, going over how to view nutritional facts and how this affects your, what you're eating and stuff like that. So, yeah, that was probably the most requested thing that people were asking about. If this video does do well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a more elaborate video that explains all of this down to every little detail, and all of this down to every little detail, even the stuff that isn't even implemented in the game yet. Like some these vitamins aren't implemented in the game, and some of this stuff isn't implemented in the game, like number of teeth, which would change your eating speed down here, for example. I'm going to go over all that because I've seen a lot of videos where people don't even attempt to explain how these vitamins would work. That was the video. That was it. Let me know what you thought down in the comment section below. If there's anything else about this metabolism screen that you don't understand or you want me to include in the more elaborate video, if this video does well, please let me know in the comments below. If I got something wrong about how I explained something or it was unclear, also let me know in the comment section below. I read all comments and I will get back to you. But I guess that was it. Thanks you all for watching, and you have a good one. Bye.